Hello guys, and welcome back to Dark Souls 3. All I did in previous episode and in between was to basically switch my Ashen Estus flask out for a normal Estus, because I'm probably not going to be using weapon arts for a while. I'm still stuck with sticking with the bandit knife and the iron round shield, and let us see how we go. I'm currently online. This whole playthrough I'm going to try to stay online as much as possible. So expect invasions to be a thing. And of course, because there are going to be invasions, expect to be me and said invader to be running around circles for a long time. So without further ado, let us begin our journey to beating Vort of Boreal Valley. Now, I still really like the way daggers are. I don't know, I mean, daggers are pretty weak overall in the grand scheme of things, because a lot of the enemies later on are like heavily armored or giant creatures. So, using a dagger is usually not recommended. Is it impossible? Of course not. I mean, you know, running through the game with a dagger is not impossible, just slightly more difficult than if you were to run through it with other more plausible or heavy, or what was the word I'm trying to find? Basically weapons that do a lot more damage. Ow. Haha. Have that parry on the house. So yeah, looking forward to this. Not really, because Vort of Boreal Valley. What I'm aiming to do today is to actually unlock the. Why did you get staggered from that? Anyway, is to unlock the NPC called Grey Rat, which will be kind of crucial to the build that I'm going for. So I'm going to be doing a luck build. That means I'm going to be capitalizing on bleed as much as I can. Now, that sounds all well and good in PvP, but because I'm going to be using a dagger most of the time, and PvP isn't really my go-to thing when I am playing... I rolled an extra time there. PvP isn't... Ow, ow. How do I get a backstab on him? Whatever. Yeah. Again, PvP isn't actually my kind of thing, but throughout the course of the game I will be invaded quite a bit. It seems that people are still around this soul level. So... Seriously? Oh, whatever. Dragon! You know what? Since we're up here, I might as well just do this. Burn. Okay. Oops. Oh, come on. I actually didn't need to come here, but you know what? I thought, why not? It's gonna take a while for the dragon to spawn anyway. Might stop it. Might as well make use of that distraction. And we're very near to the next bonfire anyway. This chest over here is a mimic. With my current Estus flask, I think I'm going to go and unlock the bonfire first. Inside that chest, if I remember correctly, is a deep battle axe. No, a deep axe, I think. Not even a battle axe. So the deep infusion, is basically a dark element which scales off of your intelligence and your faith, respectively. I mean, intelligence and your faith at the same time, in equal measure. If I remember correctly, that's how it goes. I think I may be in trouble. Yep, I thought so. That's really odd because they don't actually... Well, they don't normally follow you all the way up, so I thought I could just run up and activate the bonfire before they reached me, but I guess that wasn't the plan for them. So yeah, first death this episode. Wonderful. It's only gonna go upwards from here. Fuck you. What the hell? It's only gonna go downhill from here. I'm gonna stick to using two-handed. So it seems the poise break, being able to, and by poise break I mean being able to stagger enemies when you hit them. It seems to be better when you two-hand this dagger, though I may, it could just be a placebo effect. I don't know. Swinging the dagger one-handed just, feels a little weaker, or a lot weaker at least. Alright, well, the dragon's here, so I think we're going to do this. Stab. Run up over here. Hopefully that makes him breathe fire down here. I can't remember how that works. Alright. Run. Wait. Why did he breathe fire down here? He was supposed to breathe fire down here. Ah, there we go. Took him long enough. Alright, so come up here, trigger him to breathe fire here. Go down. Alright, this time let's try not to screw that up. Hey, Knight. Ah, shit. Screwed it up already. That's brilliant. There we go. That won't kill him. So I need to two-hand this thing and go to town on him. Really? Oh my god. He pulls off his weapon out so fast. So what happened there was he got staggered for the first hit, and then after that he gained hyper armor because he used his weapon out, which was the one-shot swing that you just saw. The knights, man. The knights. Oh my god. That one's annoying. Holy shit. Oh, there was a wall behind me. Oh my god. Hopefully this time I can get through this guy without dying horribly. Of course, you don't actually have to parry him. You can actually backstab him quite reliably. He says as he feels that backstab. But usually parrying is a lot easier in a sense if you manage to get the timing down. Oh shit. It's kind of frustrating because these guys are really fast. Can't go near that guy because he'll get up and stab me in the back. Come on. Alright, there, he's dead. Finally. And sometimes just running around and stabbing things is more effective. There we go. So, yeah, I mean, different shields have their different parry windows and stuff. There's a whole list of data and stuff on, places like Fextra Life, wikis and stuff like that. There's a whole list of data, like how much, how many point seconds is the parry window, etc., etc. I don't have them memorized, and honestly, if I were to get into that kind of technical thing, I think I'd lose, the joy for the game. Dark Souls is the kind of game I just like to enjoy, even though I die 1,000 times. Definitely need breaks in between, that is for sure. Alright, Grey Rat. He is not here yet. I have to go this way. So the thing is, I need to unlock one of the NPCs and actually finish his quest line, because he unlocks a pretty interesting... that was a delayed stab. He unlocks a pretty interesting crossbow bolt. It's called a splintering crossbow bolt or something like that. At least... No! Why did you kick? This game sometimes. Sorry, not the game. The controls. Which kind of brings me to one of the irritating things I don't like about From Software. They are absolutely horrible at porting Dark Souls. Granted, and I have to give them a bit of credit, like Dark Souls 3, huge improvement over Dark Souls 2. And 1, obviously. Because in the previous 2 games, the port was terrible. In fact, I think... Oh, fuck. Oh, well, that's kind of annoying. I rolled too far back. Should really use the weapon arm more often. I kind of need to quickly get the carrion dagger. Because that's the only dagger that I know of that is really... You basically can get it really early on without too much of an investment. What the... That's kind of bullshit. But alright, I'll take it. Alright. That solves the problem. And here we face our next nemesis. I have an arrow stuck in my chest. Nice. This guy. This guy. I've got no words to describe how annoyed I am. Really. It doesn't help that they're really fast. Nope, that was the wrong one. Come on. Come on. Ugh. Oh god. Whoa. Wow. Wow. So yeah, early on, these guys are going to be your bane. Unless you're a mage, and in which case then you'll just stand there pressing one button over and over again. I should probably just do a video where I'm just like playing a mage, and you'll see how much of a yawn fest it is. Granted, I'm one of those people that like playing mages, as a general rule of thumb. Not because it's easy, but it's because, you know, flashy spells and stuff. But the trade-off of being a caster is that in PvP you're kind of gimping yourself. It's not impossible to play a mage in PvP, don't get me wrong. It's just... You... Against an experienced player who knows the spells that you're going to use, you're probably going to get a fistful of sword. So you don't really want to do that. Oh my god. I hate these knights with a passion. These guys are worse than the other knights, because these guys have their shield up almost all the time. And when they don't have their shield up, they're doing this. Oh my god. So annoying. Wow, that arrow. That fucking arrow killed me. How the heck did it hit me? I guess I was in his line of sight. Oh well. People say Dark Souls 1 is more preemptive, and Dark Souls 2 is more reactive. In the sense that, because there is a startup time to parries in Dark Souls 3 and 1, you kind of have to see what your enemy is doing. Now this works really well in Dark Souls 1 because the enemy's attacks are really slow and well telegraphed. In Dark Souls 2, everything hits like a truck and really fast. So, unless you know exactly what they're doing beforehand, parrying is kind of a death sentence. Of course, it works against some enemies really, really well, and most bosses that can be parried are easily parryable. Shit, that one's bad. The worst part is they recover so freaking fast. Really? So in my time that I've actually tried out different shields and stuff, I normally use the target shield and the parrying dagger. And that's because those are the ones with the bigger, wider or longer parry animations. So if an attack lands within the 0.5 seconds of you being in that animation, then it will just trigger. This one is kind of like, if you miss that 0.1 second, then you are not going to parry. Which is really annoying and kind of surprising sometimes when you manage to pull it off. Also doesn't help that the knights just delay their attacks like crazy sometimes. Yeah, I'm gonna have to... Alright, come on. stab. 3 hits until he gets hyper armor. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Alright. Hit by that one. Oh, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Really? Wow, that guy. It kind of sucks because if you play the game like, you know, you finish the game 3 times, you've got a few like really powerful characters, and then you come back here and it's like, oh my god, my character is so weak. The difference in strength is actually pretty. It's something you need to get used to, I think. Which is kind of the thing I'm struggling with right now, because I'm used to like killing these guys in 2 hits, like flat out. Especially as a mage, usually you can one-shot them. But most of my other characters, especially, mainly if I use weapon, I normally use a spear. I'm kind of a spear guy, and not really a dagger guy. Which is kind of interesting, because now that I'm using a dagger, it's actually pretty fun, but that's a lot to learn. There is a lot to learn. Alright, let's just get this over with. Take him down. Alright, let's see if I can blow some enemies up. That's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Can I blow them up, please? Wait, I didn't kill him? Shit. Okay. Oh. What is he doing? Here, have a firebomb. Okay. Guess it's coming. Alright. Whoa. Hello. There we go. For some reason that worked, but okay. Usually slow weapons like that, yeah. Easier to parry, easier to see. But fast weapons, and I will never try to parry that great axe. I've tried multiple times, I've never been able to pull it off. So, just a personal thing. Stupid dogs. Okay. Alright, one by one. If I'm not mistaken, this is the only way I can get to the NPC that I need. And the reason why I keep harping on about the NPCs, because the earlier you get him, the less chance for your quest line to fail, and the earlier you can actually progress it, which is really useful because he sells some pretty interesting things. I mean, useful things, rather. Alright, there should be a dog down there. I'm going to stab it. Alright, that's it. Good. Got the key, got my Estus shard. Things are going really well now. Yay. Okay, gotta come out here. Right, the moment I drop down there should be an enemy that gets up. Try to drop on his head. Come on, come on. There we go. He's not dead. Okay. Got a rapier, not gonna use it. Gonna run past this guy. Don't feel like fighting you right now. I wanna pick up this ember. Alright, gotta keep running. And now I'm gonna go unlock my shortcut before the boss. And after I unlock the shortcut, I think I will end the video here. Because, you know, death. Too many deaths. I died so many freaking times to those guys. It's really irritating. And I'll probably come back here later on when my character's a bit stronger and just kill those knights over and over again. Just because I can. Please run down. Yay. Free souls. So, I'm gonna go unlock the bonfire, teleport over to the other one. If the dogs don't kill me. Which they might, because they're really fast. That is not how a dog works. Ow. Okay, good. sit at this bonfire, reset everything, and go back to the tower on the wall, which was the other bonfire. And now finally we get to unlock our NPC, and I can probably get the shield that I want to use from him. So hopefully that goes well. Once that's done, I will probably end the video here, and the next one we'll just go straight to the boss and start beating him up. Hopefully it goes really well and I don't have to keep redoing it. One thing I will apologize for is that because of the... Seriously. Because of the nature of the game itself, Dark Souls, I know a lot of people don't like to do Let's Plays and stuff, which I understand, because, you know, death is the name of the game. You die a lot, especially if you are rusty as all hell. So yeah, it is going to be a common thing, the dying thing. Something I can't really avoid. Especially if that keeps happening. But yeah. In the end, this character is... No, right, I forgot about you. Are you gonna... No? Okay, fine, I'll do it. There. Nothing else for you to blow up. The other thing is because this character is kind of like for personal use and stuff, because I want to have a new game character just sitting around when the DLC hits. And once I finish playing through the DLC on this character, I will probably play the rest of the DLC, I mean the NG Plus DLCs, on my main characters, which are the mages, which you will probably see. But most of the DLC will be done in co-op, so yeah, you're gonna hear a lot of noise.
You're no jailer, are you? No, you're from far away. And judging by the bell, you must be some of that unkindled ash. Remarkable. Below the high wall is a musty little town, not the home of any lord, just an old woman. Please, give her this ring. I'm not asking for charity. In fact, if you do this for me, I'll be sure to repay you in kind. I may be a petty thief, but I've more wits than most royalty. What do you say then? Very well. I humbly place my faith in you. I am Grey Rat of the Undead Settlement, and I promise to assist you. Give this ring to old Loretta at the base of the high wall. Do your part, and I'll do mine.
And we're done. So finally got Grey Rat. And if I remember how the quest line progresses, if I were to kill 2 bosses, I think. Yeah, so I need to kill Vort of the Boreal Valley, which is the upcoming boss. And then after I kill him, I need to get Loretta's Bone, which is the quest that he's sending me on. And from there, I need to kill 1 more boss, and then we can start progressing his storyline. And the reason why I'm so up in arms about it and so uptight about it is because I've never actually... He's one of the only quest lines I've never actually done. I've done Anri's quest line, I've done a lot of them actually. I've done the Uria of Londo's quest line, I've done the Anri's quest line, I've done the positive ending for Anri and the negative ending, in a sense, for Anri. Among other quest lines, like the Firelink Maiden, this annoying guy, Hawkwood.
Ah, and not... Well, you're not alone. Gives me a bit weird.
Yeah. And even Ringfinger Lionheart. Ringfinger Leonheart. Yeah, there we go.
Unkindled are we, and fast on the trail of the lords absconded, then these red eyes are for you. Use them to pillage what else are on.
So I've done all this, including the series of the Sunless Realm. So yeah. But that one, I never knew even existed until recently when I was reading about it. I was like, oh, hey. So there is a very complex storyline involving this guy.
Oh, hello, you're back, and in one piece. Well, now it's time I do my part. Whatever trinket you need, speak up. Just don't ask me where I got them.
It's also pretty interesting that almost all the characters in this game end their sentences with a laugh. It's like, or it's kind of disturbing. Oh wait, it wasn't Target Shield, it was the Buckler, which actually has the same parry frames as the other shields. Granted, even if I were to use this, that really does not mean I can parry everything. So yeah, that'll be all for now. I'm going to go sit at the bonfire and probably put on some armor for the next part, because not having armor is kind of a bad thing. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I and the Firelink Maiden will see you in the next video. Goodbye.